This is a mock interview conducted by ForumIAS Academy at New Delhi. The interview panel includes eminent academicians, retired bureaucrats, and other luminaries. The objective of the program is to acquaint the candidate with the format and expectations of the personality test conducted by UPSC.
May I come in, sir?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
So Rakesh Meena, born in Jaipur.
Sir.
Optional was geography.
Sir.
What do you think of wind power as a source of climate change?
Wind?
Wind power, energy.
Okay. Sir, it is a good source of energy and it is a renewable source of energy. So, sir, we can use wind power to fight climate change as well as fulfill our energy security, sir.
What is the size of wind power energy in India?
Sir, right now, I do not know the exact number, but it is...
In terms of percentage?
It is not much, sir, but it is after the solar power, sir.
Does the budget also support this wind energy?
Yes, sir. We are supporting the renewable energy production.
Does it find a place in the interim budget?
So I'm not very sure about the specific numbers.
You've not seen the interim budget?
Sir, I have seen it, but I've not gone through it thoroughly, sir.
You have heard of COP28?
Yes, sir.
So what was the fundamental change in COP28 previous to compared to other COPs? Fundamental change which was brought about in COP28, which was not there in the earlier COPs.
Sir, I'm sorry, sir, I cannot recall.
Okay, so what does COP28 tell you?
Sir, it is a conference of party meeting which is held every year to discuss about...
No, 28 I'm asking. Where was it held? 28. COP28 was held where?
I'm sorry, sir, I cannot recall right now.
Okay. Sir. So what is the philosophy of COP now? Now that you've started on COP, what is the philosophy of COP?
So, sir, it is a conference of party meeting where all the leaders of the world come together to discuss the ways to fight climate change, sir.
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, sir. This is the main philosophy too.
And what about fossil fuels? Does it talk of fossil fuels?
Yes, sir. It also focuses on reducing the fossil fuel and to gain an net zero emission.
So what is the target for net zero emission for India?
Sir, we plan to achieve net zero target by 2070, sir.
And when we talk of net zero emission, what does it bring to your mind?
Sir, the net equivalent of carbon emission should be zero. So we produce carbon emission in terms of fossil fuel energy, but at the same time we also capture it. We also create things such as forest which captures the carbon. So the net amount should be zero, sir.
Okay. As a BSF officer, talk to us about your flag meet with Pakistan.
Yes, sir. Sir, on 17th October 2023, the Pakistan Rangers sniped two of our guys. So our Jawan were critically injured. So after that, we conducted a flag meeting with them to discuss about the incident. So I was in charge of the flag meeting from India side. From India side. And when I tried to project the issue that there was a ceasefire violation and you started firing without any provocation, then they said that there was no firing incident and they did not fire at all and it was just a fireworks from your side.
So they did not admit?
They never admit, sir.
Okay. So who was your counterpart on the other side?
Sir,
from the Pakistan Army or from the Central Police Force?
Sir, they were Pak Rangers, so they are paramilitary forces. But in my opinion, the sniping was done by the Pak regulars, that is Army, sir.
Pak regulars?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what lessons do you learn from that? How
Sir,
to treat Pakistan in future?
Sir, after that, I anticipated that they would do the same kind of activity again. So I prepared my company. I conducted many mock drills. I cited my weapons. I gave many briefings. I prepared. I conducted small cadre of our weapons, and so I was prepared for any eventuality, and it happened, sir.
Since you are the first line of defense on the border front,
Sir.
what are the technologies that BSF is using right now to see that both Pakistan, China, Nepal, whichever side you talk, Bangladesh, what is BSF doing essentially in technology?
Sir, we are using many technology at many front. For example, for surveillance purpose, we are using CCTV cameras and PTZ cameras, and we are also using command centers in which all the feed of those CCTVs and PTZ cameras are directly coming into the command center. And we are also using drone technology to have live pictures of their outpost, their deployment. At the same time, we are also using, sir, mortar locating radars. So whenever they fire with the mortar, as happened recently on our border, so we can locate from where they are firing, so that we can specifically target their firing locations.
What are your peacekeeping functions of BSF? Peacekeeping functions. So what are the main functions that you perform during peacetime?
Sir, the main function of BSF during peacetime is to guard the border. Second, sir, we prevent infiltration at the border. Second, sir, we stop smuggling. And fourth, sir, we instill the sense of confidence in the border population. And yes, sir, these are, and we also assist the civil administration in any eventuality. For example, disaster.
How many battalions are there in the NDRF of BSF?
Sir, sir, there are 4 battalions of BSF, sir.
Which are they?
Where are they located?
Which are those battalions? There are 4 battalions which work with the NDRF.
Yes, sir.
Which are those battalions?
I'm sorry, sir.
And how many battalions does BSF have now?
Sir, it has 192, sir.
Okay. And what is NDRF's role? And how does BSF assist?
Sir, the NDRF comprise of many paramilitary forces and special forces. For example, we have given some battalion. The other paramilitary have also given some battalion. So they make a force, and after that, they are given the special training to fight, to assist the civilian administration in any eventualities. For example, there is a disaster and there is a rescue operation is going on. So the NDRF battalion would go there and rescue the people, provide the medical assistance, and evacuate the people from the disaster area, sir.
Given the budget of the country, the defense forces are getting a lot of equipments, a lot of new gadgets, a lot of weaponry, armament. What is the central forces getting? Are they getting adequate to cover their units in terms of protection, whether it is BSF, whether it is the Central Industrial Security Force?
Sir, it is a very complex answer to say. We can never get enough of the defense equipment. Even the Army, Navy and Air Force are not getting the enough equipment. So yes, we are getting some equipment, but if the budget is increased for the defense forces, for the paramilitary forces, it would be good, because then we can...
Okay, let me put the question in another way. If you are DG BSF tomorrow, what would be your recommendations to the Home Minister? You work under the Minister of Home. So what would be your recommendations to the Home Minister as DG of BSF?
Sir, my recommendations would be at multiple fronts. In the operational front, I would focus on the sensitive areas. For example, the India-Pakistan is a sensitive border compared to the India-Bangladesh border, because BSF is deployed on both the borders. So on the India-Pakistan border, on very specific area, for example, in Jammu and J&K, I would focus more on the operational matter. For example, they should have all the area weapons. And
Now, what would you ask the Home Minister?
sir, so
What you do independently of the Home Minister is not what I'm asking. What would you ask the Home Minister if you are DG BSF to improve the lot of BSF? Whether it is weaponry, armaments, manpower, whatever it is. What are your recommendations to the Home Minister? Start from the border itself.
yes, sir. First of all, the infrastructure at the border should be improved. As we do not have the composite BOPs, so we should have composite BOPs. So our morchas are strengthened. And secondly, sir, we should have latest weaponry.
Do you also support the idea of theatre commands for BSF?
Yes, sir.
In what way?
Sir, yes, sir. In theatre command, sir, the synergy in all the forces would be more. For example, there was a recent ceasefire violation at the border, and the BSF was fighting. I was there when the ceasefire violation took place, and I was fighting independently of the other forces. For example, if there would have been theatre command, then there would have been more synergy between the army and the BSF and Air Force, because there was an incident when we were firing at our own drone, because there was no synergy. So theatre command would help.
So BSF has all the three wings of its own.
Yes, sir, to some extent, sir.
So then still why do you need the army's help?
Because all the wings are not deployed everywhere, sir. They, for example, we have water wing, and we also have some
Air wing?
Air wing, but they are not deployed everywhere. But when we are in a synergy with Navy and the Air Force, then they are deployed everywhere. So they have more resources.
Okay. What was your learning in metallurgical engineering and how can you use it in BSF?
Sir, while doing the metallurgical engineering, I learned many things. In the indirect things, I learned the analytical abilities. Second, I learned the team building, and third, I learned about I opened up my mind in which I would see the world from different perspective. Directly,
So that you would have done even without metallurgy.
yes, but sir, I did metallurgy in IIT Bombay, so I was talking about my engineering experience in indirect sense. And directly, sir, I learned about the metals and their characteristics, the metallurgical processes, and different kind of materials that can be formed.
So last question, can you use those metallurgical inputs into BSF armaments?
Yes, sir, I can use.
So what are those?
There is a ATO in which we inspect the weapons and the ammunition. So I can use my knowledge of metallurgy there. I would know when they are corroding and how long what is the time span when we can use them and they are safe to use.
Can BSF use AI?
So to some extent they are starting
In which
to use.
areas?
Sir, for example, in the surveillance we are using. So as I was talking about the command center, so we have smart cameras. So they detect any movement and they capture the photos automatically.
Thank you, Rakesh.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Rakesh. So your optional is geography.
Sir.
Can you explain the unusual rains and flooding in the parts of Rajasthan recently?
Sir, there are many reasons for that. First is the climate change is taking place, which is shifting the pressure belts upward, so which is also leading to the unusual rains. Secondly, sir, there is a disturbance in the western disturbance. So the western disturbance are getting more unpredictable. For example, they were supposed to come now, but they were not coming. So it is also changing the the weather pattern of Rajasthan.
In summer season or in the rainy seasons also, usually we do not witness such kind of heavy rain in parts of Rajasthan. For an example, in Jaisalmer,
Sir.
that is quite desert area.
Sir.
So how come this much rain is affecting the parts of Jaisalmer and Bikaner?
Sir, the climate change is taking place, which is also increasing the temperature of the nearby seas, which is increasing the intensity and the frequency of the cyclones, which is also...
Those cyclones are not very much prominent in Rajasthan.
Sir, but because of their movement, the rainfall takes place, sir.
We are not quite sure why is it
Sir,
happening.
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. As far as current world situation is, there are a lot of blocks, there are a lot of poles, right?
Sir.
So how do you see the relevance of NAM in current scenario?
Sir, the non-aligned movement has played a significant role in the past when we used it for the decolonization, but currently the situation is changing. There is no bipolar world, there is a multipolar world. So India needs to see its interest first, and then NAM still plays a big role because it has many countries, especially the African countries, which will help us in many geopolitical forums, for example, for UNSC seat, for gathering the consensus on any topic in the UNGA, sir. So it still plays the part, but at the same time, we need to look for our interest as well.
All right. So you might have studied models in geography.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Sir.
So which model exactly apply in these circumstances in the world, entire world? So there was two theories.
Yes, sir.
Which were the two theories?
Heartland model and
yes,
the
rimland model.
Rimland.
So which of these two models is exactly applicable in current scenario?
Sir, in my opinion, the rimland model is
What
more...
was rimland model?
Nicholas Spikeman gave the rimland model, and in which he said that the peripheral area of the heartland are more important than the heartland.
Okay, so in this model, if you have to apply the current scenario, then what would be the peripheral areas?
The peripheral areas would be the Western Europe, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and East Asia.
Mm-hmm.
And the North Africa part.
The North Africa part. Okay. So nowadays, India is showing interest, not in India specifically, China is showing interest in African nations. What could be the possible reason?
Sir, there are multiple reasons. The first is the Africa is a resource-rich region. So if...
What type of resource?
Mineral resources.
Which kind of mineral resources?
For example, the rare earth minerals.
Okay.
and the diamonds, and there are some places which are rich in oil as well, sir.
All right.
Second, sir, it is nearby the Indian Ocean region, so which provide them the strategic advantage by which they can save their sea line of communication, and they can also increase their influence in the Indian Ocean region. Third, the Africa is increasingly becoming part of China's BRI, Belt and Road Initiative. And fourth, the China is thinking to become a global power, in which China has to increase its influence in as many countries as possible. And fourth, sir, they are also increasing the trade in their currency, renminbi. So,
all right. My last question is, recently Punjab went to Supreme Court regarding the powers of BSF.
Yes, sir.
What was the entire issue? Why Punjab approached higher judiciary?
Recently, the central government has increased the jurisdiction, or I would say made the jurisdiction uniform throughout the border on India-Pakistan and India-Bangladesh border, and they have increased it to 50 kilometers from the border.
Earlier, how much it was?
It was not uniform, sir.
Okay.
For example, in Gujarat, it was more than 80 kilometers, but in some places it was around 15 kilometers. So now the central government has made it uniform. So by doing that, many of the big cities of Punjab are coming into the jurisdiction of BSF.
Okay.
So that is why they are saying that it is encroaching the federal structure of India, because the center would have influence in the big cities of.
So as an administrator, what do you think that limit should be applied or not? Not as an assistant commandant, as an administrator. If you are DM of that any particular city which is coming under the jurisdiction of BSF, then what would be your suggestion?
I would say that in the BSF's primary role is to stop the crimes that are taking place at the border. But the crimes are these crimes have connection in the depth area as well. So if we leave the depth area, then the crime at the border would not be stopped. So the BSF needs to go in the depth area, but at the same time, the police forces should be empowered enough that the BSF is not encroaching upon the area of work of the police. So they should work in the collaboration and the cooperation. So the BSF should not work there alone, but it should work in collaboration with police forces.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rakesh.
Okay, Rakesh, your service preference is Indian Administrative Service.
Sir.
So why you are already an assistant commandant? So why you choosing Indian Administrative Service as first preference? Why not IPS as first preference?
Yes, ma'am.
That is best for you. I think so.
Ma'am, there are specifically two reasons for that. The first is the professional reasons, in which I would get diverse areas to work in which the law and order and the public safety also comes. So my intellectual experience of the job would increase. So that would give me more satisfaction. Secondly, the personal reason, ma'am, I come from a very humble background in which I faced many difficulties while coming here. So I feel that in IAS I would have more resources, opportunities to help the people who are facing the same problem.
Okay. So especially in our society, we can see that our mindset is that if you are a woman, so why you are going to join paramilitary forces or forces? Maybe you also see these things in your army. So, and if you are a female, so you have to go with, the best profession is teaching for you, especially in women context. So why the participation of women in India is lesser than, especially in paramilitary forces or military, lesser than men?
Ma'am, the perception is changing now. And earlier, the women were not allowed in the armed forces, be it in the army, navy, air force, or the paramilitary forces. Now, the government's policy is changing. They are allowing women candidate as well. For example, sir.
They are allowing, but still we can see that number of participation is not as equal like men.
If I have to give an example, I did my basic training in 2020 and my batch was 45th, in which there was only one woman. And after that, the number of women in the subsequent batches have improved and they have increased. There were 2, 3 and now there are 5, 6. So gradually the change is coming. More women are coming into the paramilitary forces as well.
Okay.
So they will definitely increase in all the forces.
Okay. Somehow, what is your opinion regarding that? That it is safe for women or not? This is the major concern, especially in Indian parents.
Definitely, ma'am, it is safe. And in the gender do not have any hindrance in any kind of job, especially when the technology is advancing to such an extent. Today, we use different kind of technology, and the technology does not differentiate whether a man is using it or a woman is using it.
Okay. So especially BSF says somehow is not considered as a paramilitary forces, is also considered as a mini military. Why?
Mini military.
Yeah, BSF is almost considered as a mini military. Why?
Because BSF is deployed on the border and it performs all the duties which are performed by the army. So they are trained on the army line only. So we have different kind of weapons, and the number of personals are more in BSF, and they are trained on the army line. So in that sense, we can say that it is a mini military.
Okay. So tell me that what is difference between LOC and LAC?
LOC is a line of control which is on the India-Pakistan border. And
It is defined.
it is not defined. It is a general perception. So both
It
the
is general perception.
it is not general perception. So it is a imaginary line on which both the Pakistan and the India have stopped.
So Red Cliff line is also considered as the India-Pakistan border.
We consider Red Cliff line as the original IB, but the Pakistan does not consider it as IB.
Okay.
So that is why there was a ceasefire agreement that beyond this line, both the forces would not advance, and there would be ceasefire. The military person would be stationed where they are. So that is LOC between India and Pakistan. Similarly, there is a ceasefire line between India and China, that is LAC.
Is it defined?
It is also not defined. It is
Assumed.
It is again the same, in which
Okay.
both the forces have stopped advancing and stopped firing.
So this is the main reason of dispute in between India and China also.
Yes, ma'am. This is one of the biggest region of dispute between India and China, in which both have their different perception of LAC. As China see the LAC differently, and we see the LAC differently.
Okay. So your hobbies is running and trekking, which is almost related to your profession also.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are not interested to watching movies or singing song?
Ma'am, I have less interest in them.
No, you are from Rajasthan, you are from Jaipur, city of culture. So why these things, especially in you?
Ma'am, I like them a bit, but I like running more and trekking.
Okay. So my last question to you, especially that you are from Rajasthan. So tell me the major challenges in Rajasthan.
There are many challenges. The first one is
I want to know only two challenges. Major challenges, two challenges and two solutions.
First is the water crisis. It is the biggest challenge of Rajasthan. Second, the gender disparity that we see in Rajasthan. And for the water crisis, we can have the efficient water management practices. Second, rainwater harvesting. Third, watershed management solution. And use of technology to increase the water conservation. And for the gender disparity, ma'am, there should be more focus on the health and education of women. Secondly, the employment opportunities for the women should be increased. Thirdly, the awareness among the family should be increased, that they increase the gender parity in between their kids.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So you are already into the job for
Yes,
last
sir.
3 years.
3.5 years, sir.
Yeah, and your body has got fitness to that.
Thank you, sir.
That is the once you entered,
Sir,
it appeared that you are already into that job. Without seeing this, even we can achieve.
thank you, sir.
Good. Okay. One is that border limit for BSF is 80 kilometers in Gujarat to little less. Now it is uniform. What do you think? Why uniform? In deserts, it should be more. Whereas in case of habitated area, it should be less, because there at least some business is going on, some social many things are going on. Why should it be uniform? We should not expect the same situation as in Gujarat or Rajasthan compared to Jammu, Haryana, Punjab, whatever it is.
Yes, sir. In my opinion as well, the limit should be different according to the topography and the need of the border.
Need of the people.
Need of the people.
Yes.
But I think, in my opinion, the center wanted to reduce the paperwork and reduce any confusion. That is why they have made it uniform.
Logic behind is a little
Upside.
shaky. Okay. There is a difficulty, especially in Punjab for BSF. That is a Ravi river or something like that. What is that? Why we are unable to tackle that particular infiltration from that particular river? Because you have everything with you.
Yes.
But always there is a problem only for that particular part.
Yes, sir.
Why?
So there is a effort going on that we will fence all the borders.
First is why difficulty is there. Efforts after finding the difficulty.
Because the river is zigzag. So it enters to Pakistan multiple times and comes into India multiple times.
That is one. Another?
Another, that specific area is not fenced. So when it
Not
is
able to fence also.
yeah, it is not able to fence. And third, when we use digital surveillance, for example, CIBMS there, then because of the flooding and because of the seasonal peak, it is not that effective. And fourth, so there is a golden triangle, so which is very prone.
There is huge saccharum grasses over there and hiding, not getting visible through drones or anything. That is the basic reason. So that's why we are unable to.
Yes.
Okay. You are from Rajasthan. 2 points. One is colorful Rajasthan. Why it is colorful Rajasthan? Everywhere the colors are there. If you go to Delhi also, we wear different type of clothes and everything is there. But Rajasthan especially.
Yes, sir. Sir, it is because we associate color with many things. For example, the pink is associated with hospitality in Jaipur. So that is why the whole Jaipur is pink city. And the blue is associated in Jodhpur. So the blue city is Jodhpur. The white is associated with water. So the Udaipur.
So it is geographically the different colors. Other reason?
Other reason is, sir, the dressing that we have.
Cultural. Other?
And sir, other is, in my opinion, sir, there is more tourism. So when there is more tourism, they would want to have.
Deserts have more different color than the rocks. If you go in the morning, the different colors at a particular site.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Rajasthan, which state animal is there?
Camel, sir.
Camel?
Yes, sir.
Other?
Sir, Godawan, sir.
Chinkara.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
हिरण नहीं है वहाँ का, वो कौन सा सांबर जो है?
Yes, sir.
That is. Third is, which bird is there?
Sir, Godawan, sir. Indian great bustard.
GIV, huh? And tree, which tree?
Sir, Rohida, sir. Rohida.
𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐢. Basically three, GIV and then sambar and then this GIV and 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐢. Why we want to preserve them? What is the basic reason behind them? One is they are threatened, they will be. What is the other reason?
So for the 𝐏𝐫𝐿,
What is the other reason for three together?
for the other reason. So because they are specifically there in Rajasthan, they are not found anywhere. They are mostly found in Rajasthan. So if we preserve them, they would indicate that we are preserving Rajasthan, sir.
Basically, they are in the desert area only.
Yes, sir.
And once we preserve them, the deserts will be stabilized.
Yes, sir.
And once they will be stabilized, then the biodiversity on the one hand and the livelihood of the people, they will both will be improved. Okay.
Definitely, sir.
You are having a geography as a subject. What is this Bermuda Triangle?
Bermuda Triangle. Sir, it is an imaginary triangle which is present in the central, near Central Asia in the Atlantic Sea. So there is unusual gravitational anomalies. So whenever any flying object or any object passes through that place, and it gets crashed, so it gets sucked into that space.
Is it scientific or it is some supra natural force or something like that? But people used to say that there is some different kind of third force or something is there. Whereas most of the people, they have said that it is gravitation or something like that. What is your opinion?
I do not know the specific reason, but if you will allow me to guess,
Please.
I can. So, according to me, the wind movement is such that they are circling around that place. So, because of the territory around it, and because of the western winds and equatorial winds, which is from the east to west, and the western winds are from west to east, and because of the territories in the Central America, so the wind are circling around in that place, so that is why it is creating a low pressure there.
So it is a circling of the water that has force above the surface and below the surface.
Yes, sir. in my
Okay, okay. And the last, what is this horse latitude?
Sir, horse latitude are those latitude where the winds are coming down to earth. So they are creating the high pressure area there.
Why they are important in older days?
Sir, one is for the wind circulation, and
The
second,
speed of the winds over there reduces, and then the people used to take horses into the ship, and then they have to make down so that ship moves with the slow wind.
sir, I did not know about that.
Please
sir.
read.
I will read.
That's
about
why it is horse latitude.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.